Okay. So there's a few pictures and letters and stuff over here. Um, this is a picture of Tony La Russa, and he used to manage the A's. And he had an animal shelter benefit for years, and he had this big concert at Del Val in Livermore. And I got a call from a lady by the name of Lori Umphris, who worked for him, and she said he needs a stage manager. And I'd never really done anything quite at that level before, but she said, "Do you want to do it?" And I said, "Yeah." And it worked out because I'm a musician and had some experience being on stage. So it was like Woodstock. Huge stage. I had Greg Allman, I had Edgar Winter, I had Greg Kinn, I had the Jefferson Starship. It was just great entertainment. And like I say, it was a huge, huge stage. They did this little poker run with their motorbikes. They were all like $150,000 and over. Never saw bikes like these guys. All sports figures that supported Tony. And it was great, and it was fun. And I got the hang of it. I had the back line of equipment and everything, and it was neat, meeting all the people we had on the show and making them happy, because I had to get the stage plot exactly like they wanted it. So that was it. I did that for him for a couple of years. And these are just like letters that hiring me for Star Search. When they sent me the letter and they were going to hire me for that, I worked for the Paramount people for one summer, doing some television because I was going to school for that, and producing stuff. And then I did a thing for Bill Graham at the park. I got a letter from one of his secretaries that they needed entertainment, so my kids went over there and sang for this benefit that his agency had. That's a letter from The Big Break. Natalie Cole was the hostess of a talent show called The Big Break, and I had two winners on there. I had Tara McNair, who became a Mouseketeer. I'll probably see that poster in a minute. And Dave Davilor, he had a band called Energy, and they won. So that was kind of cool. And they put me up down there in a hotel, and they said, "Hey, you want to warm people up? We need somebody here to work with the people going on the show." So I stayed down there for a while. And it was great, working on Universal Set and everything, and being on, a television program like that, just because I had a few people that won, that got them interested in me. I did not want to stay. I wanted to get back to the Bay Area so I could play with my band again and be with my family. And that's the extent of that. That's Britney Spears. When she first started, I shared one of my students with her that was sick, and she sent her all of her jewelry from her first video. We thought this little girl had leukemia. And TJ was her dancer, and this was my connection to Britney. And that's when he asked me if I could do some warm-up exercises for her and some vocal stuff. And then I wound up doing the same thing for NSYNC, who was opening for her. So she was so gracious. Every time I wanted a picture for one of my kids at the studio, all I had to do was leave a voicemail. And that's why you see so many pictures up here signed to me, but not just me. She signed them for the kids. Here's one signed to my wife. Another one to me. So anyway, she was really, really super nice. She signed the first Rolling Stone cover for me. I have it up there in a frame.